Hey, you know what would be cool is if every month you could like get an idea of what's coming out that following month. That might be fun. Anything from, let's say, oh, I don't know, gaming to comics to animated to whatever that's part of geek culture. I mean, wouldn't that be a great idea, Jabba?
Yeah.
I mean, Robert, wouldn't you like something like that?
That would be excellent.
Well, you know what? I feel like being a genie. Your dreams have been granted. Folks, this is the Geek Culture Upfronts. I'm here with Jabba. I'm here with Robert. Are y'all ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because we're going to be telling you everything, well, the stuff that we like that's going to be coming out in February. Everything from an animated archaeologist to one of the best graphic novels out there getting a hardcover edition to a soap opera with a predominantly black cast. You know what? I'm getting excited. Let's just do this. Are y'all ready to have fun?
Let's go.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's jump in on this, folks. Brooklyn. I don't know why that just came out. It just came out, but you have to say it twice. Brooklyn. Let's go. Hey folks, what's up? This is TBA News, the Geek Culture Upfronts presented by the Hungry Bleak Show. This is your monthly episode where we will be giving you everything that's cool for the following month. And it'll be everything from geek culture, from movies to wrestling to gaming to series to animated to comics to whatever is out there, because geek culture is a lot more than we ever thought it would be. But enough of that. Let's get into the introductions. I am Antonio Pomadas, aka the Hungry Bleak, and as always, with me is one of my favorite Fire Team members.
What's up, it's Java John?
And look, if I was looking for one of the best writers out there, I would definitely take Route 3, and I would find this gentleman right here, who is...
It's Robert Jeffrey. I'm happy to be here.
All right, outstanding. I mean, there's a lot going on. We've got a lot, and there's so much. I was looking through and I was like, wait, there's way too much. I couldn't even put a list. Like, yeah, the run sheet would have just been for weeks, because it's also going to be Black Excellence Month. So awesome. Yep. But we're going to jump right into this. Jabba, you're going to take the reins on this. The first one. Let's go.
Okay, so it's an oldie but a newie, but an oldie but a newie. Okay, so I know that Rurouni Kenshin did come back, and it was on Crunchyroll / Funimation, or whenever the merger was. I don't remember what it was, but now it's coming on to Netflix. So if you didn't have Crunchyroll but you have Netflix, now's the time to watch it. It is the newer version, it's not the OG, which I still want to rewatch again just because of all the feels of it. So I believe when I was looking at it, they're going to have the entire season out. So like you could just like watch it right then and there. So you don't have to like wait like on like a weekly basis, which thank the Lord, finally. so be interested in that. It should be coming out. I believe it's either like February 1st, I believe, but I know it's like early February, give or take. Yeah. So February 1st is actually this Saturday coming up.
That's one of my favorites. And it's a classic too. It's actually going to be on next Tuesday.
Oh, next Tuesday. Okay. Yeah, still close enough.
Yeah, that's right. I actually watched some of the, because this is from 2023, I believe. The remastered. I was actually watching because I was like, oh, I want to see, if it's something brand new, if it's kind of just redone. And it's pretty much the same story, but it is updated animation, obviously. I think the music is still the same. Which I mean, but that theme obviously is just
right.
It's like it's in your head when you think about it. So I'm really excited about this. I want to watch the whole season. I like that it's going to be out at one time, and I need some really cool sword fighting animation in my life, and that's going to be a favorite of mine.
I wonder, because since I didn't see the Crunchyroll Funimation version of it. When it was 2023, I wonder if it is going to be a little bit more bloodier because of it being a samurai anime. Because remember, in the OG, they really didn't show too much. Like, yeah, you see, like, the slices, but it was kind of like that flash motion where it's like slice, slice. But like now, especially with Netflix, when it comes to anime, like even though it's not a Netflix original, but like now, like the newer animes are being shown, like they don't care whatsoever. It's like, oh, you want blood? Okay, we will give you blood. Blood here, and here.
I'm trying to remember if it was like that. Honestly, I
I
only
think
watched
it
a bit of
was.
it, but I don't remember if the newer one is bloody. I don't remember.
Mm. I mean, I
Um,
wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it as well. Yeah, but I like the kind of this. I kind of like that old school animation of where instead of blood, they would just give you like that slice, and you would see the screen kind of like shift.
Oh yeah.
They knew the character was done.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll be excited to watch it. Like I said, on Netflix, it'll be nice to not have any commercial breaks or anything like that.
Thank God.
But you know what I don't need a break from is great stories out in space about a like murder mystery, and the person that's investigating it just so happens to be a Green Lantern. Robert, I mean, what is that all about,
Ooh.
sir?
The series that I obsess about, and I keep saying this. I have 3 copies in my house,
Got to
digital.
be 4.
It's about to be 4. DC is about to get my money again. So DC Comics and well, actually, just DC. They're releasing a hardcover edition of the critically acclaimed, award-winning series Far Sector, written by N.K. Jemisin with art by Jamal Campbell, and this is one of my favorite. I was actually just kind of singing this phrase earlier today to somebody else. This is in like my top 5, if not top 3, favorite DC comic book series of all time, and I say like in the top 5 or top 10 greatest series. I There's something about the story. It's at its kind of basic level, it's a murder mystery, but it's a melding of genres, murder mystery with a space opera. You have a new Green Lantern, Joe McMullen, who is assigned to this planet where people don't exhibit emotions, and someone is murdered for the first time. I think it's in like centuries. So from there,
Mm-hmm.
you have this basic murder mystery, and then it grows into something bigger and just bigger and grander. N.K. Jemisin is one of the, I think, best science fiction writers, if not writers, of these past couple of decades. So this is her first comic book work, and Jamal Campbell is a talented artist behind a series like Naomi, and a bunch of other series. I think he's actually doing writing and doing artwork on a Zatanna series too this year. Or a
Ooh.
year or so ago. I can't remember when, but finally, DC is releasing a hardcover deluxe edition, which includes the 12 issues of the comic book series, plus I think it's like 3 or 4 other appearances that are the character has had in other subsequent series.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of well, like it says, it's a deluxe edition just filled with extra content. It looks like the binding is going to be awesome, just beautiful all around. So this is not forcing me. This is going to make me buy another edition of this book. I don't do that. Like, I don't obsessively buy multiple copies of stuff because like I'll get one and then that'll be it. But there's something special about this that um, I feel the compulsion to buy this. So I'll eventually get this, but this is coming out next month. I tried to find a release date.
February 11th. I have it
Yeah.
burned into my memory. Believe me.
Got you.
Yes, it's.
February 11th,
Yep.
and it's it's definitely worth buying. One of the things I do suggest, if you want to just kind of get in on the ground floor, they do have DC has a pocket edition,
Mm-hmm.
pocket size edition, which is like $10. And so if you love it, then save your ducats, for this edition.
Okay.
But it's definitely worth picking up. One of the greatest comic book stories that I've read in like the past 10 years. And it's beautiful, a feast for thine eyes and all that.
Yeah, Atlantic Sci-Fi Expo said yes. We just talked about the compact disc. They have a regular size. They have the
Yep.
compact edition, and now they're going to have the hardcover. The hardcover is something that I do want to get because I love this story.
Mhm.
And I think it's just an incredible story, and I love the fact of just having the hardcover because I love being able to put like novels and graphic novels on my coffee table. Absolutely
Yeah.
love it. Like I have like an array right now. I have everything from a Blade So Black to Black Leopard or Red Wolf. I have Ellendale. I have In the Garden of Light and Shadow. So so this will be, I will have this right next to my Excellence hardcover,
No. Awesome.
which I was lucky enough to have for that Kickstarter. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I definitely want to get this. I will not be opening this. I hope it's wrapped up in plastic. I will not be touching it. I want to be opening it. If I want to read it, I will get my tablet and read the digitals that I have, because I like having that. The only time I'll open it is if I'm ever blessed enough to be in front of Jemison or Campbell, and they want to and they're able to sign it. Then I will open it, and I will somehow be able to reseal the book.
I got you on that.
And that's
I got you on that. I didn't know how to do it, so I could get you. I can help you with the reseal.
Give me the alchemy. Thank you. But yeah, that's
something I'm opened as soon as it gets to the house.
No, I'm not. I don't like to crack books open because it's more of something that it's more of an emotional thing for me when I buy the physical copy. So that's why I always ask about digital, so I can read it up and down, because I don't want to mess it up, bend up. I don't want to by accident spill something on it, because y'all know I got to have my tea. So you know what I mean. So that's very important to me. But we were both on the same mind about this book. Incredible. And I think we both had it on our list of things to talk about today. And I was like, you know what? Robert's got 2 copies, so he's beating me on that. I'm gonna just concede on this one and just go with the flow.
No, don't downplay it. My obsession. I have 3 copies of this. I am addicted to this. You tried to remove one, so
yeah, he said this would be his 4th one.
I got digital and the pocket size. Regular size.
Because I was thinking that you had another physical copy, because I was like, wait, there's only the 2 physical copies that I know of so far. I thought you had found like a secret edition.
I bought all the copies. No, I don't know. But yeah.
You want first, like, you got to come to me, baby. You got to come to me.
Like Nino Brown slinging that crack.
That's it. This is bigger than me, baby. This is bigger than Robert. This is bigger than me, man. This is Far Sector, baby. It's bigger than me. No, but this is a phenomenal book, and it's a great choice. Yes, absolutely. I'm here for it. You know what else I'm here for? I'm here for stories about just guys trying to just have a regular life. And then all of a sudden you find out that they're a ruthless assassin back in their old days. I mean, that's a story as old. That's a story as old as time, right? No. Well, we're getting a movie that's going to be based on this. I'm so excited to see this movie, and this is Love Hurts.
Yes. Seen the trailer for this. So funny.
Phenomenal. Now, some of you who may not know this actor, who I had the privilege of growing up with a movie called Goonies, when he was a child actor, and his name is, I hope I do not butcher his name. It is Ke Huy Quan. You also may know him from Everything Everywhere All at Once. A phenomenal job in that role, and you see him in so many different positions in that movie because of the multiverse. But most recently, you may also know him from Loki, season 2, correct?
It's season 2, yeah.
Season 2. I love the fact that he is getting this resurgence. He's getting all these roles. I'm absolutely loving it. And in this movie, he plays kind of a real quiet guy, in the vein of Nobody, that movie that came out maybe about 5-6 years ago, I want to say. He's a realtor, and he ends up having to go back and go into his old life of being this ruthless assassin or slash hitman. I want to see him in this role. Again, I love seeing him come back. You also may know him from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. To see the resurgence and him finding seeing all this love and just getting into these leading actor roles. And again, we don't get a lot of leading roles with Asian actors that aren't either some type of hacker, computer nerd, or what have you, or some type of martial artist. They're never really the love interest, or if they are, they're more like how they've kind of stereotyped Jackie Chan as being like kind of bashful, doesn't know what to do with a woman, or being like a sexual object or something like that. We've kind of broken that a bit. I want to see this role just break out for him, and I want him to be considered for everything. He seems like such a nice, incredible guy, and I love seeing this, and him just kind of gushing. And there was a picture of him, or a meme, a video, I forgot what it was, where it's him and I think it's at the Academy Awards, and it's him and Harrison Ford seeing each other.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
And I was like, come on, how can you not roll for this? So I absolutely love this. I want to see this movie. I probably I'll go to a matinee. I'll actually go when people are there, which I don't like to go to movies when people are actually there. just because people. But I'm so happy about this. It has a really good cast too. I mean, you have and it has a nice, a varied cast too. Excuse me. You have Mustafa Shakir, who's most recently in Cross. We also know him as I'm on a horse. Now look at your man. Now look at me. Now look at your man. The Old Spice commercials, you know what I mean? We also have Marshawn Lynch is in this. Marshawn Lynch is funny. He's ridiculous, and I want to see him in this movie as well, just because he seems like just a really nice guy. And I love. Look, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Y'all know why I'm here, hands down. We also have Daniel Wu, who I'm a huge fan of. He was in a show for AMC called, oh my God, why can't I remember the name of the show? And it was on for 3 seasons, and he played Sonny, with the head clipper, in this kind of
Into the Badlands.
Thank you very much. He played like this kind of like a bodyguard assassin for one of the rival families in this world where there were no guns and they just were hand-to-hand combat, martial arts, weapons, things like that. Yes, I'm all for this. Give it to me. I'll shoot it into my veins and I will ask you for more.
Woo!
Absolutely. Yes. So Love Hurts, as it actually does, sadly enough. It will be coming out. This is February 7th.
Mm-hmm.
This looks to be just a really great thing, and I mean, congratulations to him. I love seeing this, and as I always say, some things aren't deserved; they're earned, and he's earned this so much with all his incredible work, especially the last few years with this resurgence. Beautiful, love it. Let's go. I'm here for it. Give it to me. That's it.
Is it?
That's it. Now, Java, something else that I mean, speaking of resurgence and things coming back.
I mean, you also know where hers, just getting like 2 bullets to the face by 2 guns. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Tomb Raiders. But this time it's 4 through 6, and I believe we have a quick trailer to see different enhancements for the graphics.
Absolutely, I will be showing y'all that because I'd like to see what they've done with the with this new series and how they're going to go about it. Well, not the series, but remastering it. So let's check it out. Now, I'm not going to have any sound with this, so we can kind of talk a little bit while it's going on, but it looks incredible so far. I'll zoom it in for y'all.
Oh yeah, full screen.
Oh damn.
Yeah, they got really good with this.
Oh wow, yeah, they did a great job.
So yeah, so it's available now for pre-order. It comes out, of course, on Valentine's Day. So if love hurts, you can come with her, go get some treasure, and make yourself rich and be happy.
Last game I played, I'm actually still playing through Tomb Raider, the one where she's in the jungle. Oh my God.
Isn't she not always in the jungle?
I was about to say about, I'm like, no, she's right. She's right. It's the most, it was like the most recent series, where she's in the jungle. Cause I know that, well, I like the one where she was in the Arctic in in Russia and Siberia, the winter. I loved that one because it was a different environment for the character, and I love snow and ice. So there, I think this will be great, and I know you're going to be hopefully streaming this since you're back.
I mean, you know what? I'm just giving my girl some love because I was scared of Tomb Raider growing up as a kid because the controls flipped me off.
Oh, I thought it was something on the screen. I'm like, why were you scared of
it? No, because I've known Tomb Raider since the 90s, and I had the demo for it when you got on the PlayStation. And you figure 8-9-year-old me did not know what I was doing. All of a sudden I just get attacked by 2 dogs in the alleyway. I'm like, that's it, I don't want to play no more because I've died. So I'm scared.
You're not wrong, but I think that's going to make the stream even better. I'm trying to speak this into existence. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to speak this into existence.
Which I appreciate, but I know a certain person who is a Tomb Raider fan will definitely be buying this. and
I think we
playing
know
it.
the same person, yes. And I
Yep.
think it's a happy belated birthday to that person.
Yes. So happy belated birthday to said person.
Yes.
But
To
yes,
the Archer. Yes.
Yes, I know she will definitely be buying this because it is on the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox Series X. I don't even know if it'll be on PlayStation 4. I have to double check the thing because unfortunately, the 4 is all I have. That's all I got.
Will the 4 be with you? I tried to make that a Star like a Star Wars reference. It
I
didn't go
hate
well.
you.
It didn't go as well, and I didn't really sell it as well. I'm gonna be honest, because I knew it was half-assed, and I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. It doesn't matter. But you know what's not half-assed? And it's a comic that we all love, and it's one that Jabba, you recently finished. You went through the tomes, you went through like the compendiums reading this.
Yes.
I give you all the credit in the world. But this is a really great comic, and I think this is one that might be on Robert's list also. And I think it's one that we all love, and that's Invincible. Season 3 is going to be coming out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody violence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be released February 6th on Amazon Prime. So
At 3 a.m. no less.
Yeah.
That's like an awkward time.
That's kind of crazy. But
I'll be
yeah,
up.
you know, I think as it's funny because like I got I guess like the compendiums, like the large.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was my COVID reading.
Oh.
And I had gotten a couple of the hardcovers some years before, but I never gone through them. So over like in 2020, knocked it out. And it became like one of my favorite superhero stories of all time. And I've been very pleased with the adaptation so far. You know, they've done well with, I'd say, trimming the fat for what needs to go and keeping in the core elements from, I mean, things that are, you know, work very well in the book. And it just, I think my preference is always going to be like season 1. Just because of that kind of big surprise element and just kind of laying the groundwork. But the second season was solid. You get to see Mark kind of grow in his own, he's getting closer to becoming his own man. Button head with Cecil. I'm sorry to say Cecil or Felix. I always get the names wrong.
No, I think it's Cecil. No, wait, Cecil's
he's in charge.
Of like
butting heads with him, expanding like his super heroics and clashing with the Viltrumites. So without going too far into it, season 3, at least from the trailer that's been released, it looks like it's just going to keep growing and getting grander and all these different storylines. And Angstrom Levy, I forgot about mentioning him, but yeah, this third season, it looks like they've learned on a couple of fronts that, first of all, we're not going to do this like only release like a few episodes and then take this like very long break and then come back to it. So I think that there's going to be a shorter time frame in between when they drop the episodes. And just from the trailers alone, it looks like it's getting bigger and better. And it's very interesting to me to watch the series with people who aren't familiar with the comic book, and they're just appreciating it for being a solid series, streaming TV series. So that shows that they have hit the mark outside of just us as comic book fans or fans of the book, because at the end of the day, they have to appeal to everyone who subscribes to Amazon Prime. So it's so I think the mark of a good comic book adaptation is something that can appeal to everybody, and Invincible has done that for 2 seasons, and now we're going into 3, and I think they've even announced the season 4. I think so. It's just like, I'd have to check into that, but yeah, it's I'm looking forward to February 6th. So hopefully I'm caught up with Castlevania Nocturne, Squid Games, season 2. And the couple of other series that we're watching. But February 6th, if you're not caught up, watch the first 2 seasons. All the episodes are up there, so definitely go check them out.
Now it's funny because I first watched Invincible before I knew it was a comic. So it was funny because then when I realized it was a comic, that's when I got the rest of the books. And now I have a voice to put to the character. So as I'm reading, I have the character, I have the voices in my head per character, and then I just make up some other ones for like ones that are not like introduced just yet into the show, which I find funny. And it's still like, especially for like J.K. Simmons, looking at him as Omni-Man, I'm like, no, that's just like J. Jonah Jameson, just an outfit. They're the same person.
Yeah.
With the same like mentality, like of always like being angry. So I'm like, there's no difference.
Same mustache, everything. It's
Yes,
just,
like literally, I'm like, this is just him in a suit.
but he does it so well. Like that's
He
why that like he
does.
does it so damn well.
He does.
That dude is so awesome. I was put onto this by a friend of mine. The comic book says I was put onto this by a friend of mine named uh, Ricardo. And he was like, "Oh yeah, have you ever read Invincible?" I was like, "No." He was like, "All right, well, let me let me show you about this." And talked about it. He's like, "Yeah, it's one of my favorite comics. It's like the way he does things is different. Like he'll talk to the villain and everything like that. I mean, he still fights everything, but talk to him." Got me into it, and I started catching up. So I would buy trades at a time. When I went up to New York, and by the time I got home, I had read them both, and I was upset because Kirkman has a way of writing where I'll read through the whole trade and I'll go, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a wonderful balance of the writing and the art. And I was like, "Wait," and I would be done. I'm like, "Damn, okay." So I gotta wait how long now? And then I finally caught up. So I read, and then I finally caught up, and I was reading the trades as they were coming out. So, and it was very exciting to see everyone's reaction and how it was going. And then when it ended, and I was like, because I went through this whole journey, and it was so incredible and so amazing. And I love the fact that this is one of the best comic series out there, and the fact that it's getting this series, and the series is just phenomenal, and it leaves you gasping.
Oh
It
yeah.
leaves you blood soaked. It can leave you laughing too. It hits everything, and you're always wondering what. And if you know the comic, you're like, oh well, what little changes are they going to make? And the changes that they made have been really great. And it's funny that you say trim the fat because there's not much fat on here. Like it's a very well written series, and it's not like there's like filler, or even if there is filler, like it's woven in where you don't really realize that it's. I would say the anime series has more filler than anything, but it's like meta filler. Like it's like when they were talking about the animation, it's like, oh well, you
Yeah.
ever watch anime series? Sometimes they use the same, and he's like, or somebody will cover their mouth. He's like, no, I hadn't really noticed that. Things like that, which I enjoy. So that was really cool. I'm excited about this. This is another one that I will be on point for. Yes, absolutely. Now, I mean, Excellence gets this. If I could only get, a couple of other comics made into animated series, I would be so happy. I'm not going to say the names. Y'all already know. If you know me, you already know what I'm going to say. Noble. If you know me, you know what I'm going to say. Excellence is what we're striving for. We're striving for excellence, folks. Is what we're really striving for. And that's BS. I want all that smoke. I want it all. I want it all. But you know what else I want? I want The Witcher. I've watched the series a few times. I've watched the animated movie about 20, truthfully. I've watched everything a bunch of times, but I need more of the. Oh no, wait, yeah, there is a Witcher animated movie coming out. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think, and it's going to be a little different than the original animated. Excuse me, the animated movie that we got before. How this one is going to work is because when we've had 3 seasons of The Witcher now.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Are we doing
Witcher.
a fourth one?
We are doing a 4th one.
Okay.
What I love is everything when we're in between the main story of Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher, we get these little fill-in projects that actually tie to the next season. So we got the Witcher animated movie, which actually tied into the 2nd season because it told about Geralt's mentor.
Okay.
And then after the 2nd season, we got the origin story. We're told the origin of the first Witcher and how the war between all of the races got together, which was a crazy fight. This one is going to tie into the 4th season, and this is basically a story of Geralt, who's going to be voiced. Which is going to be voiced by the voice actor in The Witcher 3, I believe it was saying, Doug Cockle. That's a hell of a name, Doug. Um, and he actually does the voice in the game, which I think is great. That's more authenticity there. It gives you a little bit more. You feel it there. I haven't played any of the Witcher games. I want to. I just haven't. So this one tells about the animosity between humans and mer people. I feel like humans in this world are really jerks because they're at odds with every other Fey race, like non-human race. I feel like they're just jerks. They're just, you know what I mean? It's like everybody's like, there's a beef everywhere. There's more beef than a butcher shop. This is ridiculous, man.
Well,
It's like
damn.
everywhere. It's like humans can't turn around and be like, you know what I don't like about you? And then there's another war. I swear, but I'm excited about this.
War.
I mean, for real, like that's what it is. Like, yo, like they're kind of like the ones that step on your sneakers and then don't say excuse me and just keep going down the street.
Oh no, that's fighting. We're fighting right then and there,
and that's where the wars keep happening. I feel like that's what it is. This is gonna be a different animation style than the previous Witcher movie, which I'm excited about as well, because the first one was crazy breakneck speed fights, and I was like, my head was turning at every. I've watched it and studied those fights; they were crazy. But I think this one's going to have a little bit more of a story to it, also, and the fact that that Geralt is more the lead. Again, I'm excited about this, and I do have a like a deep affection for mer people, and stories like that. Like I loved like reading Aquaman. There's Her by to Malachi Bailey, and I just love the fact of it's funny because I'm not a fan of water because I'm not a good swimmer, but I love the idea of mer people and that whole underwater kingdom and everything. I think that's really cool, great. So I'm excited about this. This is going to be coming out in February, I believe it was February 11th. So poof. What I'm gonna get I'm gonna get Far Sector hard copy, and then I'm gonna be getting The Witcher. Come on now, can't tell me nothing. February 11th.
The one thing I did want to mention about this is like I'm glad that Netflix is using animation to expand the franchise, because you got a lot of. I always feel that sometimes there are certain franchises that feel that animation is not a viable option, and definitely there's a lot of time, there's a lot of cost with doing that. But The Witcher, especially because it has that kind of fantasy-based setting, it allows, like, animation allows you to do stuff that you wouldn't necessarily. You can do it live action, but sometimes it may not work as well. So I do like that. I hope that they continue to do this, because, like you said, the first movie, it's been a minute, but the thing that stands out about it was, like you said, the action. The action was insane, and that told a story. Because like I'm not familiar with Witcher outside, the novels, the video games, whatever, and I don't know if I'm going to watch the fourth season because of the replacement. But I need to play. Yeah, I need to play catch up, but with the third season. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's the one thing that Netflix seems to not cancel as much are the animated series or the animation stuff. So hopefully this can kind of lead to others.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I like they've done this they've done this twice. They've done this with The Witcher, and they did it also with Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
They did an animated with that, which was also really enjoyable. They did it after it wasn't, because you can't really tie in those stories with Altered Carbon because it's such an expansive world. And there were so many things, so many ways that they could went with that series. Unfortunately, it was canceled. But I like them doing animation to fill in story and everything. And I just like the fact of having that animation is cool, and and to have different styles of animation too for different, even if it's in the same Witcher world, but having different animation styles to tell it, I'm all for. And it's more animation, and I'm just I'm just such an anime and animation fan now. I mean, I was before, but I'm even so more now with everything I'm trying to watch and take in, and I'm desperately waiting for episodes to come out in English. Like I'm sitting like, oh please, like Solo Leveling. I was sitting there like, it's been a week. Can I get that episode? But then I realized Yeah, but then I realized that I believe they were saying that some of the voice actors and everything like that were out in California.
Mm.
So because of the
Uh,
fires and everything, they couldn't.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they said there were going to be a lot of delays for certain projects. Once I read that, I said, okay, fine. So I actually tried to watch some of the dubs, and I was like, I'm washing dishes and I'm reading and I'm listening, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't working for me. I can't. So um, I love the animation boom, especially Netflix giving more animation boom, more animated movies, please.
Yeah.
Even if it's whether it's part of um a franchise like this, which let's be honest, The Witcher is a franchise series for Netflix. It is. Even if it's whatever you think of the fourth season, it has become like a franchise for
Yeah.
them. But I just want more animation. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what else I want more of? I want more comics with people of color, powers, almost like a nation. Um, just a
Wakanda?
nation. Yeah, just well, forever. But I want like just a one. You know what I want? I want something from a guy named Jason that might do this. I mean, do we have any? Oh, wait, yeah, there is. There's OneNation Omnibus Arc 1 coming out. Speaking of compendiums and omnibuses, omnibuses? Yeah, let's
Uh,
roll with that.
Omnis.
I
Thank you.
mean,
Omnis. Yeah. Let's talk about One Nation Omnibus Arc One. Disclaimer: some of the comics that are in here, I've written, so this is kind of selfish.
What?
Yeah, this is
You've written these
this.
incredible works of art that should be
Yeah,
like
along with
bought immediately?
along with Jason Reeves and Alvin Ball. So this is a selfish ad, but
no, it's not.
yeah. Thanks. So Jason, 133 Art Publishing and Jason Reeves, they have been in this comic book publishing game for a minute. And One Nation is one of the series that have that they have begot. You know, that's it's a word I will rarely use, begat or whatever. But so I'm a bingo card. No,
It's on mine now.
but One Nation tells a story. It's with the I would say the if you're a fan of X-Men and properties like X-Men and My Hero Academia, this
Mm.
is a story for you. So we have the social commentary, the cultural significance of something like X-Men, including the action, but also plus the action adventure of something like Hero Academia. Sorry, and it tells a story of there's a superhero named Paragon who is a hero who manifests his abilities in the middle of the first Gulf War, and from there, this larger story grows of like these superpowered individuals called Karamats. Um, there's a lot more story to this, but what this omnibus will collect is essentially like the season one, which is like years worth of material. One Nation comic books, which you can purchase digitally and single copies at 133art.com. But the fact that Jason now has enough material for an omnibus is huge. It shows that the amount of work that he and the various creative teams that he's brought in to work on this, it's a testament to how big of a story that we're telling. And strangely enough, I was just talking with Jason earlier today about some more One Nation stuff that we're working on. So I was fortunate enough to write co-write a couple of issues of the series, and I think I have like maybe 3 or 4 writing credits in here. But Alvin Ball and Jason, they are talented writers, and the art team is just a murderer's row. Gauntlet is one of the ones that I co-wrote and or adapted from a short story, and you'll see in the art for that one, it's Matteo Illuminati, my
Oh,
art brother from another mother, on books like Mine to Avenge, Changa and the Jaden, Obelisk, and so that's the kind of talent that Jason works with to kind of grow the story. And I'll say, once again, and if you're a fan of something like Milestone Comics specifically, This is something that I really need people to invest in, because it is, even if I was just a fan, if I hadn't contributed anything to the series, I would. This is another world I'd obsess over. Like OneNation is just, um, it's amazing. It's socially relevant. It's a period piece because it takes place in the early '90s. You also have, like I said this before, critically acclaimed books like Stronghold, which have kind of come out of this universe. I don't know if that's included within the first season, but just to give you an idea of like the breadth and the quality of work. Shout out to Greg Anderson, Elise, and the Kickstarter will launch later this year. So I'd suggest, telling people to go and sign up to be notified, so that they can invest in a really awesome comic book series. And you get an omnibus, like we were talking about the Invincible books, the compendiums. This is kind of something close to that. But definitely, check out 133art.com, get a sense of like what the series about. I think there are even character bios on there for the OneNation characters, and I'm looking forward to it. This is, like I said on Facebook, this is my first time having my work included in an omnibus. So as a comic book nerd, that's kind of blowing my mind. So.
I mean, yeah, this is one of those universes that I definitely would check out. Some of the character design stuff, which are just dastardly. It's 133 Art has one of my favorite comics, and a comic that I said was like comic of the year, which is Stronghold #1.
Yep.
I still think about it to this day. It still is I still will think about little notes in that comic, like, wait, that part, and that was how many years ago that it was released?
It's like maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah, so I mean, for comics to still stick in my head, and I still think about little details of them at like years later, it means something to me. So, and like you said, it is a heavy hitters, murderers row of creatives that are a part of this. From the art to the writing to lettering to editing, everything just hits on point. 133 Art is one of those publishers that could easily rival one of your favorite big two companies with the stories and everything that they have, whether it's OneNation or whether it's stories that are outside of that universe, like Changa and the Jade Obelisk. Those stories alone could just be like, that sword and sorcerer, like, type of things. But to have a whole, I want to say Stronghold is in there because it looked like it was he was on the back of that hardcover. Looks dastardly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just grab all that. I want all that smoke. I want all of that mess.
It's like I say, it's a beautiful looking book, and I don't know, like it's the thing I love about 133 Art, and I think the reason I've kind of stuck with them as a publisher on the writing front is the variety of stories that they're telling. So even within OneNation, like they have a manga. There's a manga set in that world which introduces one of their characters, and then you have like more of the traditional kind of Western style comic books. So even within this universe, in that case, Jason and Alvern work together to tell the story of this character named Pollux, who is a Japanese superhero, and they did it in the manga style. So it's that thing of like trying different things in addition to the different genres that are offered throughout 133 Art period. So I mean, like time travel adventures. I mean, it's going to become like a long commercial for 133 Art period. But the omnibus definitely, I think, is something that I don't see much in indie comics in general. Sometimes it's difficult enough to get 3 issues of a series out. So to get a compendium, to get a omnibus's worth of workout is, that's a huge accomplishment. So I hope that people do come out for the Kickstarter and support. It's a quality product.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm excited to see it. Like I said, hardcovers. This will have a spot on my coffee table already ready. I'll move all of that mess. I'll move my candles to the side. Yes, I do like candles. I'll move my candles to the side, stuff like that. and I'll have it on there because that's awesome. And it looks beautiful, looks incredible. Yeah, it kind of reminds me. You know what it kind of reminds me of? The look of it, kind of, and the feel of it reminds me of Black Comics when that
Yeah,
hardcover
yeah,
book was out, and I love that feeling. I wasn't around to get the first one because I wasn't really in the scene, but when the second one popped up, I bet I grabbed it and I got the T-shirt also along with it because
yeah.
black purple and has a beautiful black woman on it. Why wouldn't I want that shirt?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So our final item that we've got going on, excuse me. So we have talked about pretty much everything, right? We have talked about comics, we have talked about games, we've talked about anime, we've talked about, I mean, everything. So why don't we talk about something that we don't normally talk about that I like to talk about, which is soap operas? Yes, I was raised on soap operas, and not just from my grandmother, my mother, but babysitters, what have you. I grew up on them. I grew up on CBS, NBC, ABC, what have you. I still watch General Hospital to this day. Shut your mouth. I still will watch it. I don't care. I don't care. It's one of my guilty pleasures that I'm not guilty about. But now there is an animated series, excuse me, a soap opera is going to be coming to CBS, which is going to be called Beyond the Gates. The premiere date for this one is February 24th. It's going to be on 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I want to say that's it. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. So the thing about this one is that it's going to be a predominantly black cast, and it's going to be also streamed on Paramount Plus. Another reason to get Paramount Plus. So you got Star Trek, and then you got Black Soap Opera Beyond the Gates. I think that's awesome. So I mean, because the two things just go hand in hand. You watch some Discovery, then you watch Beyond the Gates. I think that's a perfect way to have your afternoon. So basically, what this is it's going to be a daytime soap opera to kind of bring back a resurgence in soap operas. There's been a huge decline. A lot of soap operas have gone away. There used to be a time where if you stayed home from school,
Yep.
it would be like 4 or 5 soap operas on one channel alone. You
Yeah.
had your Bold and your Beautiful. You had
Young and the Restless.
Young and the
General
Restless.
Hospital.
You had General Hospital. You had
Was it
Days of Our Lives.
Yep.
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 Days of Our Lives. You had
Was it As the World Turns was another one, right?
yes, as the world turns, Loving. You had so many. Loving might be a little older than some of y'all. I'm gonna be real with you. That was an older one, and that was a niche. So you had to get in where you fit in with that one. But I love the fact that there's a resurgence in that genre. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to do, and it's also the fact that it's going to have a predominantly black cast. We have one of my favorite actresses. She's one, and Jabba, you will know who I'm talking about. This is Tamara Tooney, who was the medical exam. Excuse me, the other coroner on Law and Order SVU for years.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Folks, the key is to know your audience. Know your audience, and the people who are with me, I know what their audience is. So it's awesome. Yes, she's going to be a part of this. If you grew up on Amen, the Reverend Clifton Davis, he's going to be a part of this.
Yes.
Thank you very much. See, so this is if you black and you a little bit older, you're gonna know some of these people. Some people you may know who are just young. I don't know all their names, but I'm excited to get to know all of this cast. You can see the cast here in this picture. Let me raise up. I think this is gonna be great. I don't like mess, but this is gonna be. But soap operas are messy. They are there. That's their whole point. So I love the fact that I'm going to be watching this. I don't need to watch reality television or whatever. I can watch this and be happy and just enjoy it. So I'm excited for this. I hope this really has a good run and it sticks around. So if you are into soap operas, if you love that old school feeling, if you want to see a predominantly black soap opera, daytime soap opera, I want to see these people up on daytime Emmy Awards, everything. Please go check out Beyond the Gates. This is going to be Monday, February 24th. Like I said, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. And this is going to be on CBS and will also be available to stream live and on demand on Paramount Plus. I don't mean live like they're actually going to be doing it live like when it comes on TV, it'll be on. You'll be able to stream it also as well on Paramount. Yeah, this is one I'm excited about. I love the feeling of it, and it's just awesome to see that resurgence.
Yeah, it looked like it's also filmed down here in Georgia, so that's.
I want to say, let me see if they actually say where it's at. It does look like it has a little bit of that there. that feeling to it.
Give me like that Tyler Perry vibe. Because I mean,
The
the man
show's
has like
new
the studio. He has a whole lot.
Atlanta, Georgia based studio. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
yeah.
they were.
I wonder if it was at the Perry Studios. So that's huge. And I'm wondering if it's going to find a big audience on streaming. If people, as it
That's what
was
I'm
funny,
thinking.
as you were going through those, the names of the soap operas. I used to have, back when we were in California when I was younger, my our babysitter used to call them her stories. She said, you can't," she
Bruh.
said, "You can't mess with me during my stories."
Oh yeah.
It's like,
My grandmother was the same way. She like if something were to go on, if it's breaking
yeah,
news, she would get pissed because the stories wouldn't come on, and that'd
yeah.
be the end of the day.
She said, "My stories."
Possibly the blackest statement ever made.
Yeah,
Possibly the
like,
blackest statement ever made.
yeah. And that stands out to me. Like we would watch some of them, but I didn't get to appreciate them, especially like the storytelling side of that, because
Yeah.
people always say that comic books are like something like X-Men, are essentially like soap operas
Mhm.
with superpowered fights, and then when you kind of study that format, like they're telling a, a bunch of stories throughout the year. I don't know if they ever took like breaks. I mean, like, I guess did they have
Yeah.
season finales or
No,
season?
all year
Yeah,
round.
like, and that's impressive. Like we talk about the days of 22 episodes for the stuff we grew up with. The
Mhm.
soap opera actors and creative crews, they were doing that all throughout the year. So
The only
that's
time they
crazy.
don't have episodes is on like holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But they're constantly filming. They're constantly filming. They're constantly filming. Atlanta Sci-Fi Expo was like, what? A black cast with no comedy or criminals? Well, we didn't say there wasn't going to be no criminals because remember, this is a soap opera. So there's bound to be some shenanigans.
And some
You gotta
comments,
remember that
backhand compliments.
I mean, there's bound to be some criminals, some shenanigans, some messiness, and we are going to get some comedy because it's black folks. But it's going to be like ridiculous comedy, like like somebody didn't season the food or something like that, so now they hate them, and now they're going to steal somebody's partner, and then the baby isn't really yours because the baby does use seasoning, and I know that you don't use seasoning, just crazy stuff like that.
Or but not even
I
that.
hope I didn't just write a whole storyline. I really hope I didn't.
I'm
But
taking
not even
notes.
that. You're gonna have a whole joke with just like a look. Be like,
Yeah, and look, black women, I love y'all to the moon and back, but this kills me when I was girl, bruh. We say stuff without saying stuff because we know, because sometimes
just
the
get
master
that
wasn't letting
look.
us speak.
I would say, like, you remember that the Crisis crossover when Diggle and
Yep,
like Lightning did the head nod.
because they knew they was like they knew
Right.
it's look. There's some things about black folks are amazing. Two things I mean, well, there's a plus of things I love about us. One thing in particular is we will speak without speaking. Like we'll just give you a look and just go. And you might call that but Negro telepathy. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know, but we have a way of looking at it like
We could talk.
Yeah.
the other thing is, and I want to say both of these things come from slavery because we couldn't talk, so we had to be like,
Yep.
the other
Yeah.
thing is if there's a group of us and we laugh, we scatter because the slave because the overseer couldn't hear us laughing, so we had to like all right, run. We had to scatter because it looked like we were having fun. Folks will scatter. If there's like 9 of us and we laugh, we'll scatter in different directions. There's no logical reason for it. There's none. But we will do it. We'll laugh. So I love that. So I hope I see things like that, but also have the soap opera messiness
Yeah.
but just seeing this cast, the cast looks incredible. I'm so excited for them. Names I know, names I don't know. I'm here for it.
You probably know the face, but maybe just not the name. And then when you put the name to the face, and like, oh, okay, so you're so and so.
Exactly. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun. I'm definitely going to have this on my cable box, but I'm also going to be watching it on. So if I do miss it, I like the fact that in case you do miss it, you'll be able to watch it on Paramount Plus, or you could just watch it Paramount Plus just to be easier. Because streaming, like you were kind of alluding to, Robert, streaming it might have a bigger audience during streaming.
Yeah.
And if they decide to just make it streaming exclusive, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I do want to have both audiences so we can give it a shot and give it a chance to actually be out there. I thought it was going to be a nighttime soap opera, but the fact it's daytime means that it's giving that resurgence back and filling that niche that we don't have a lot of during daytime is cool. You know,
So many
drink
talk
your
shows.
ginger ale, then you watch like if you're homesick, drink your ginger ale, eat your saltines. You watch The Price is Right, and then you watch some Beyond the Gates. That's it. I'm taking y'all back with this. Come on.
Well, I mean, if you gotta take this back through the right lineup, first it's the morning news, then it's Maury, Jerry Springer, then it's like The Price is Right, then it's the 12 o'clock news, then it's a story. Okay, then it's a story.
Some stories were on before the 12 o'clock news, which was crazy. They had some on that were like early. I was like, that's a little early for the shenanigans, isn't it?
All the stories I know are like after like 12:30, especially because my grandma used to watch Young and the Rest at 12:30 on the dot. If it was like a few minutes late, that's it. Day's over. She's pissed because something's wrong because her story didn't come on at 12:30. I was like, Grandma, I don't know what you want me to do.
And the news knew they had to come back like, the news knew they had to get up out of there because they didn't want nobody. Baby, because they'll call up. I was ready to watch my stories, and the man was still talking about the weather. I didn't appreciate. I don't care about no foosball. I want to see what's going on.
And then if it's breaking news within the story, if there's breaking news within the story, that's when all hell breaks loose. You think that you have breaking news? I have breaking news at home, okay? Because somebody's not happy.
That's another nice thing about having a stream. That's another part about having a stream because that happens with General Hospital every so often. So what they'll do is they'll actually they'll either just repeat the episode tomorrow, like the next day, I should say, since they weren't able to show the whole thing, or they'll have it on like streaming. Because I watch it on Hulu. Is where it streams. But you have to have the Hulu app. It can't be Hulu and Disney app. It has to be the Hulu app. For some reason, it's not on the Disney Hulu app. Their combo app is not on. Yeah, I don't know why. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, that's it. Okay, for each of you, real quick, what did you really like that happened in January? What was something that you thought what was like a show, a comic, movie, what have you, that you really enjoyed in January? I'm going to go with Robert.
I wanted to actually physically show these. Can you give me one quick moment? I just got to roll back. Okay.
Did I put him on the spot? Got him.
Yeah, this live TV, y'all. I'm sorry, this ain't TV. So
streaming, man.
Streaming technology. So last week, humble brag for the day that I was born. My birthday was this past Friday. So
happy belated birthday!
Thank you. I'm alive. So as a part of that, I treated myself. Shout out to Parks and Recreation. Treat yourself. So I treated myself to two things that were released in the month of January. A book called Space Funk. Yeah, Space Funk, which is the third book in an anthology series done by, organized, curated by Milton Davis of MV Media. And what this is, it's a thick book of nothing but space opera stories and poetry by Black authors. I went to the release party for this on Saturday, the day after my birthday. Got a chance to meet some of the writers. Shout out to Dedrin Sneed of Subsume. He has a story in here. Nicole Givings Kurtz, Kyoko. And it's a bunch of, once again, murderer's row of talented brothers and sisters in this. So I got that. So that was one thing. And the other thing is I was like, let's keep it Black and speculative fiction. And apparently I had money to spend. So I can't eat this week. No, I'm kidding. Captain America, The Shield of Sam Wilson. It's another anthology. This is horrible. There we go. Captain America, Shield of Sam Wilson. And basically it's a prose anthology, once again, of nothing but Black writers writing short stories about Sam Wilson, a.k.a. Captain America. And this is a good lead-in, folks, if you are going to see the movie next month. pick up this book, pick up this book, pick up this book. Everybody keeps asking for Black authors and Black everything and speculative fiction. We got two big examples of that, but those are the two things that I kind of picked up the same weekend that represent my January. So I got a lot of reading to do.
Outstanding. Good choices. And Jabba, what about you?
For me, I would say is watching Secret Level.
Oh, okay.
All the way, because I like shows when they take different episodes to make different stories, and I like the art of it. And you know me, I like the art for the episode. Pac-Man, if you know, you know. Okay. And then also the Mega Man one, if you know, you know. Okay.
That one.
That one. I really want them to do more, do another season of other games, even if you're not super popular, but even some that do a twist of what's a quick one, like a Bomberman. Make an episode about that.
Ooh.
Yep.
Very awkward. Or was it a Q-Bert? Make an episode about that.
I could see Q-Bert, I could definitely see and how they could make up that steps and everything.
Yeah.
They could do something really wild with that, because what they did with Pac-Man, I was like, wait, what the heck? It blew me all. I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, because Pac-Man definitely gave me Portal vibes. And if you play Portal, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So so Secret Leveling was my January, and I want to see more of it.
Outstanding. I mean, it's a great choice. For me, it was it actually just released today. I haven't been able to read it yet. But I had some birthday money left over on a gift card. From and shout out to Anyone Comics and Everyone Comics, Brooklyn. I got a Book of Cutter, which is the third for the Something's Killing the Children series. This is the third book in the Book of Slaughter, Book of Butcher, and Book of Cutter. This is the final one of those stories about Maxine shifting from a white mask to a black mask. And the story, it's just so riveting and so in depth. And I got the covers that I wanted as well. Nice. I got the Dan Mora cover, the Virgin cover. Again, what a Virgin cover is, in case you did not catch this last time I described it, because I don't want this taken out of context. Because good God, no, I don't need that trouble. A Virgin cover in comic books is what it is how a cover will normally have the text. It'll have the title of the comic, the creative team, what have you. A Virgin cover is just the art. There's no print on it. It's just the art itself. Just the art, so you just see that. I will say this until the day I die, and then I'm resurrected, and I will continue to say it because I do not want those troubles. So when I actually explain what something is, it's because in case you don't know what the term is, I want you to know what it is. But it also is because if I just say that out of context, it makes no sense whatsoever, and you think I just said something inappropriate, and I did not. I promise you. I got that one, and I got another cover too. I forgot which one it was. Unfortunately, it did not have the Kyrie Randolph cover, which is the one I really wanted. But I think it's because of Diamond and all the troubles over there. So I'm waiting for that to happen so I can get it. But yeah, that's what I was excited about, and that's what I got. So I'm going to be reading that tonight, probably, if I can stay awake. Who knows?
Fair enough.
So, folks, oh man, that was another one of our Geek Culture Upfront episodes. It's been a long day, folks. Where we're giving you a little bit of everything. Every month we will come at you with some of what we like and what is really hitting us for the month ahead, just to let you know that there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, there are a plethora of things going on that we weren't even able to mention that are happening. But we will be talking about those on our regular episodes to let you know what's happening. But we'll also tell you, like I said, in the Geek Upfront episodes, we'll tell you about everything from comics to television to gaming to soap operas, apparently. Possibly even wrestling as well, because, I mean, there's a certain Rumble coming up. Yeah. And before you know it, it'll be time for WrestleMania. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yep.
I'm just saying. TikTok. Also, I just want to let you know before we go, this is our last broadcast on Facebook. I would go into details, but I won't, because you already know what the world looks like. And I am preferring to keep us on YouTube and also have times where we were on Twitch. So our main source to watch us will be on YouTube. We may share the videos around, but YouTube will be the main source of where to find us. You can find us at the Hungry Bleak channel, which certain names will be changing of things as well. There will be certain, some things are going to be changing as well. I'm going to be shifting some things around, hopefully good things. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to surprise you. I'm just going to go, there it is.
Oh, snap.
Just like I do when I have a new opening for us. I just bring it. I just do it. Just like I think it's fun. But yes, this was so goodbye, Zuckerberg, and whatever you do with yourself. I couldn't give a rat's ass. So you all have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. Do you have any final words for the folks?
Take a step away from the computer and your phone. Like, there was a time where we didn't have any of this stuff. Like, and it's good to stay informed, but it's good to take a break. And I know those are the olden days for certain people when we didn't have a phone in our hand all the time and a computer with easy access. But
when you can watch your stories at home and not be bothered by folks.
Yeah, but also, and with saying that, but also don't keep your head and underground. Like, be aware of what's happening and react accordingly. But try to find a balance. So
yes, absolutely.
Drink your water and breathe.
Yes.
Breathe deep breaths. We all need it.
Put on deodorant because we getting back into that time of year where deodorant is crucial. I'm going back to conventions. I need people to continue to wear deodorant.
Yeah.
And
it's gotten better. I've seen conventions get better where they actually sell it at a stand.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's what's up. Better. That's what's up.
I will tell you that one after the show.
Cause I'll give y'all a gift card. Y'all can all get just get a taste up under there. Get a good taste.
Yeah, I'll tell you that story definitely after the show.
Jeez. For myself, I'm gonna concur with my what my co-host said. Yes. Take a step back, evaluate. There are too many apps, too many feeds that are just gonna make you lose your mind.
Yep.
Don't doom scroll. Step back, take a breath, drink some water, have a good meal, talk to a friend, go out for a walk if the weather's permitting, obviously.
Yeah.
Play a game, watch a show for a binge, something that you really enjoy, something that's even a comfort watch. We've given you a few comfort watches in the last couple weeks because we're worried about your self-care. We were. You know what? It's something that helps me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a big Bath and Body Works person. Everybody knows that I love everybody knows I love a BBW. Now look, what I'm trying to I wrote that joke 2 months ago and I've been trying to put it in there.
You got it.
I like that one.
You got it.
I texted somebody and I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go to BBW, and they were like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to BBW, and I was like, Bath and Body Works. It was like, that's not what I thought it was. And I was like, I know. I wrote that joke like a ways ago, and I was like, I wonder how I can work it into a conversation. Nailed it. And because I just like to have those scents and everything. They had a big sale, so I bought like 3 different sets in the course of a week, and it just helps my mental. I like to smell good. When you take a shower, it's you washing off the day. You wash off everything negative, start yourself fresh, lotion up, obviously. Elbows and knees, folks. We got to get them right for the summertime. If you're not wearing sandals, you ain't got to get in between your toes, but just take care of your feet a little bit. But you got to get them elbows and them knees, please. Don't nobody want to hear them cracking no. And just nice, calm showers are what I also think about. Anything like that, folks, please, because it's going to be a bit of a rough ride. But you know what? We're here. We're going to take you out of whatever's going on for a little bit of time. So, on that note, we will not be here next week. We'll be taking a little bit of a breather, but then we'll be back following week. We'll have some stuff for y'all. That good? That's cool?
Yeah.
Is that all right? All right. So, folks, you have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. On behalf of myself, I am Antonio Pomadas. This is Jabba Chan.
Yep.
This is Robert Jeffries. And this has been TBA News, your Geek Culture Upfronts episode. We will see y'all later. Have a good night and be safe out there. Peace.
Bye.